Hey, here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is. I hope it's good to be where you are because it is certainly good to be here. My name is Baltimore Fats, and this is Mud City. Yeah, okay, I kind of cut off short, but what are you going to do? Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well today. I hope to make this presentation quickly because, believe it or not, this is like the fourth time I'm trying it today. I've done 2 complete takes, and in the end, they started in different places than here, and it really kind of spiraled out of control quickly on me. And so now I've decided this is the starting point, and let's just go. We're going to do my timer's worth of rabbit holing based on the liar paradox, which, funny enough, is something I came to through a quick rabbit holing about the history of the Catholic Church, because I've been doing so much research. Pardon me, guys. I've been doing so much research on the Carols and their relation to bringing, the Catholic Church to America, and it's kind of slow going. And so I think videos are going to be coming at a slower pace for me for a while. But I did want to put something out this week, and I did start this research on the history of the Catholic Church, because even though I'm reading about the Carols and his petitioning of church officials to create this diocese here, I still hadn't delved that far back yet into the history. So I thought it would be fun to do some rabbit holing that way. And believe it or not, pretty quickly, and I'm going to get to those other things in some other video, I hope, because I definitely believe it's all pertinent to the story. I came to the liar paradox like quick in like 4 steps or something. It was really fast how I got here. And so I wanted to talk about the liar paradox and the truth. Because, as a speculator, as I prefer, although others will, maybe conspiracy theorist or, truther, we have to come to an understanding of, well, what is the truth? If we understand that what we're being taught and told and shown on a daily basis is a lie, then what is the truth? And where do we find it? And how do we find it? And can we find it? And is it out there? These are the questions, that, people of our persuasion are looking for the answers for, right? I mean, I'm not wrong about that, am I? So let's talk about the liar's paradox, because, who's lying? If the lying liars are lying to us, well, why? What does that mean? And are they lying at all? And I think that's the interesting part of this paradox. So the liar's paradox is the statement of a liar that he or she is lying. For instance, declaring that I am lying. If the liar is indeed lying, then the liar is telling the truth, which means the liar is lying. In "this sentence is a lie," the paradox is strengthened in order to make it amenable to more rigorous logical analysis. It is still generally called the liar paradox, although abstraction is made precisely from the liar himself. Trying to assign to his statement, the strengthened liar, a classical binary truth value leads to a contradiction. So now I think this is very interesting, and I love this paradox. If I'm telling you that everything I'm saying is a lie, then is it? Because that's the presumption that, speculators, conspiracy theorists, truthers, and so forth work under, is that what they know is a lie. But if they were told it was a lie from the beginning, is it? And if the liar who was saying it said that they were lying, that means the liar was telling the truth. And so therefore, no longer a liar. It's a very interesting circle, the way that works. And kind of falls into I never thought about it this way before, even in my other videos. Each one is a different no two takes are the same, folks. This is the first time I think I've ever done 4 takes. I've done 2 before. Um, so, yeah, so I never really thought about it in that sort of complex way when I think about my philosophy that there is no truth, and that the only thing there is is systems of belief, and that's what the truth is. That the truth is there are no truths. That it's just whatever what you believe is the truth, or it can be, depending on which reality, what you make of your personal reality. And so it ties a lot into philosophy, right? And philosophy, believe it or not, ties an awful lot into mathematics. And I'm going to see if that takes us this way. And when I think that philosophy, especially when you read it, it definitely comes off like a spell. It's weird words and concepts that don't really fit your everyday life and the way you experience the world. Or, and then you have the mathematics aspect of it, which is a language in and of itself. So now we have 2 distinct languages, and then we have the frequencies of things, right? And the way that I look at it, the speculation that I roll with is that we are definitely a harnessed. Our existence is a harnessed existence. We're being kept here and in place and in check by the frequencies and whatever else is around us, right? And so if when they have these languages that control us, right? And these frequencies that control us, and what comes into the F sharp, which is that's what I wanted to bring into it, the F sharp, and how those certain churches have the F sharp pattern on them, and F sharp translates to a computer language, which is used in the visual processes of computers and phones and things. None of that is coincidence. And so maybe it's in this way we'll kind of find something closer to the truth. I don't know. But I do like that it says that in any statement, right, to assign to the statement the strengthened liar a classical binary truth value. So what is the truth value? What is the truth if it's not the value of itself, right? I don't know. So it says in logic and mathematics, a truth value, sometimes called a logical value, is a value indicating the relation of a proposition to truth. Okay, so maybe that's what we are. Are we propositionalists? Maybe Mud City is just a giant proposition. A proposition is a tentative and conjectural relationship between constructs. See, constructs are, physical things, right? And that's what we are. Are we physical things? Are we just constructs created by these languages and frequencies? And that's what the Matrix is, right? I think. And it stems from the vibrations coming from those church buildings, and that's how they mold and shape our reality. Well, not anymore. Those church buildings are now churches, but at one time, they emanated frequencies that were used to shape the reality we're in, and they've just transferred that technology down. They first maybe to radios, and then to TVs, and from TVs to computers, and from computers to cell phones, and so forth, right? And at least that's kind of the way I view the world. I think a little bit that's not too terrible. So constructs. So it's a relationship between constructs that is stated in a declarative form. An example of a proposition is an increase in student intelligence causes an increase in their academic achievement. That's kind of a funny oxymoron. Student intelligence, not the way they are, not today. This declarative statement does not have to be true, but must be empirically testable using data so that we can judge whether it is true or false. Propositions are generally derived based on logic or empirical observations. Because propositions are associations between abstract constructs, and I like that they call it abstract here, they cannot be tested directly. Instead, they are tested indirectly by examining the relationship between corresponding measures, variables, of those constructs. The empirical formulation of propositions stated as relationships between variables is called a hypothesis, right? So that's right. That's what we're doing here. We're creating hypotheses based on the reality which we experience. And the reality that we experience, we believe, is lies told to us, right? So the term proposition is a broad use in contemporary analytic philosophy. And that's where philosophy and mathematics kind of meet. Let's see, do I want to go this way? Analytical philosophy is a style of philosophy that became dominant in the Western world at the beginning of the 20th century. Emphasizes an argumentative clarity and precision, making use form of logic, conceptual analysis, and to a lesser degree, mathematics and natural science. So that's interesting. So let's see what induction reasoning tells us. Is a method of reasoning in which the premises are viewed as supplying some evidence for the truth of the conclusion, in contrast to deductive reasoning. So I guess what we do more than not, I guess, is inductive reasoning, because inductive reasoning is what we take in with our senses, what we view. All right. Inductive reasoning allows for the possibility that the conclusion is false, even if all of the premises are true. Instead of being valid or invalid, inductive arguments are either strong or weak, which describes how probable it is that the conclusion is true. Another crucial difference is that deductive certainty is impossible in non-axiomatic systems, such as reality. So, see, never read that sentence before in my life. What does that mean? Inductive arguments are either strong or weak, which describes how probable it is that the conclusion is true. Another crucial difference is that deductive certainty is impossible in non-axiomatic systems such as so what is reality? Reality is the sum of aggregate of all that is real or existent, as opposed to that which is merely imaginary. So, what is existence now? Existence is ontological, and I looked that word up, I guess, at one point, empirically observable property of being. So existence is property. Interesting. The property has so many words, and property is something that you can control or manipulate. So existence is something that you can control and manipulate. What does ontological bring in here? Ontology is the philosophical study of being. Right? More broadly, it studies concepts that directly relate to being, in particular, becoming, existence, reality. So here in philosophy, they talk all about to me anyway, what I'm putting together out of this is how malleable our understanding of reality could be, and how not so crazy and far-fetched it could be that they are actively molding our reality in real time, making a matrix. And those creepy Super Bowl AI commercials with the robots, the toddler robots and stuff, make the future look so frightening. But here is, if they have to kind of tell us what they're doing, they're doing it through philosophy and mathematics. And I did go deeper. I don't know. I think I'm going to try to wrap it up with this one because I don't want to get too crazy. And I think I did some interesting exposition in this one. I hope this plays back as fun as it went forward. So yeah, but I did go through, and there is very interesting ties with philosophy and mathematics, and I think that ties in with the vibrations of the churches, and could be an interesting road to follow, an interesting path to follow, if looking for maybe perhaps the number of resets. I don't know why I think I could tie that in. But I do, because the way it plays out for me is there were several resets. I think, at least this is the way Mud City wants to take the story. Looking in my crystal ball. Mud City brings me back at least several, five to seven resets. And it's going to be a long, dense story, and I don't know how I'm going to go with it going forward. So that's why videos may come a little bit slower for the foreseeable future. But I think, a really interesting story to tell, and I'm looking forward to telling it. So I hope you guys had fun with this one. What is the truth? Who knows what the truth is? What is reality? Who knows? I don't know. This is all weird, crazy philosophy stuff. I hope you had fun with it. Have fun with your reality. Life is a joy to live, so live it. And please, everyone, be well and take care of yourselves. And until the next one, cheers, guys.
Excuse me. We just shot a lot of film with the interview and talking about all that. I was wondering,
Heard the
now
word.
if you really tell us the truth and stuff, like,
I know. But, the truth is, you want to hear it? I can't do that. You couldn't afford me.